Hi, everybody. It's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Today's video is going to be about how to keep the dog out of the garbage, and we're going to talk about tips to prevent the mess and the danger. We are on my website right here, PeopleLovingAnimals.com, where I write, there's literally hundreds of articles about caring for your dogs and cats. And in the description box to this video, I'm going to give you the link to get to this article on my website. So you're going to be able to read through this article. You're going to be able to click on all the links and so forth. But I'm going to use this article, how to keep the dog out of the garbage, kind of as the template to guide us through this video. Now, I'm going to ask you to stick with me for a few minutes, because I do want to talk to you about, like I say in this, it's not just the message, it's the danger. And I want to talk to you about, why it's dangerous for your dog to get into the garbage. And there's some things you may not know. So I'm going to ask you to please stick with me for a bit. And also, if you'll stick with me after the explanation, I'm going to give you some real valuable tips that's going to help you to keep the dog out of the garbage. Now, this is a mess that my little wiener dog, Dachshund Tazzy, made. I came home and found that she had gotten into the garbage. And, obviously I was concerned about the mess. This is a big mess. It took me a long time to clean up, but I was more concerned about what she might have eaten. I know there are a lot of foods that can be harmful, sometimes even toxic or fatal to pets. And in the article here, you'll see a link to an article that lists certain foods that can be dangerous for your dog. And I'm encouraging you to please go to that list and read it, because you may be surprised how many foods are harmful for dogs. So at this particular garbage, for example, I knew there were coffee grounds, and I know that caffeine is really bad for dogs, like in the form of coffee or chocolate. We actually had a poodle when I was a kid. His name was Peppy. And when I was a teenager, my boyfriend bought me one of those heart-shaped boxes of chocolates for Valentine's Day. And while we were not at home, Peppy ate like 3/4 of this box of chocolates. Now, luckily for him, he threw up several times, and that's what probably saved his life. But shortly after, Peppy went blind. And shortly after that, Peppy had kidney failure and had to be put down. Now, I'm not 100% certain that it was the box of chocolates, but years later, my mother and I were told that chocolate can be toxic for pets because of the caffeine. And we both looked at each other and said, that's what happened to Peppy. That's why Peppy got so sick, because he ate that box of chocolates. So like I said, there are things in the garbage. Nicotine, for example, can be toxic to animals. So if you're a smoker and you had emptied your ashtray in the garbage, and if the dog even swallowed one cigarette butt while he's scarfing up the leftover chicken or whatever else happened to be in the garbage, it literally can be toxic. Okay, so like I said, spend a few minutes with me if you would, please, because we're going to talk about this. Now, I want to tell you another story, and it's in my article. I had a beagle named Daisy. She was a cute little midget. And I caught her red-handed in the kitchen garbage can. By the time I got to her, she had a whole piece of chicken in her mouth. And I yelled, Daisy. And she said, gulp, and she swallowed the whole piece of chicken. Okay, because I had caught her. Well, later on that night, she was coughing, coughing, coughing. The next day, she's still coughing. So I took her to the vet. Turns out she had about a 1.5-inch long chicken bone stuck in her throat horizontally. Okay, so it was cutting into either side of her throat, which can cause infection. And, it was stuck in her throat. Now, thank God the vet was able to give her a little bit of a what do you call it? Not a Valium, but he was able to give her a medication to calm her down enough, keep her kind of partially sedated, so that he could use like tongs to reach down her throat and carefully pull that chicken bone out. Thank God he was able to do that. If not, if she may have had to have surgery. These chicken bones in their bellies, they can cut all the way down. They can cut inside the esophagus. They can cut inside the belly. They can cut on their way out. They can cause infection. So do you see what I mean? You know, that Daisy, little beagle Daisy, getting in the garbage that day, it could have cost me thousands of dollars, for example, in surgery. It caused her an enormous amount of pain and discomfort, and it could have taken her life if she would have swallowed that bone or if it had done some damage. So, um, again, I am trying to use this video to get the word out about, you know, how dangerous it can be for the dog to get into the garbage. I'm going to give you one more example, and then I'm going to go on as promised and give you some tips for how to keep your dog out of the garbage. The same little dog, Taz, who made the big mess that I showed you in the first part of this video, I watched her one day. I was out in my backyard mowing the lawn, and on the back patio, I had my tall garbage can, and I also had a blue plastic recycle bin. Okay. In the recycle bin, which the recycle bin's, I don't know, maybe 2 feet high, was a lot of stuff, you know, packages, you know, from things. There was a potato chip bag in there, empty. All right. While I'm mowing the lawn, I'm watching this little dachshund build herself a ladder. I mean, it was crazy how brilliant this dog is. There was a big black garbage bag full of garbage on the patio that I hadn't yet put in the can. It was sitting on the patio. That dog decided she wanted that potato chip bag in the recycle bin. So doesn't she go and she drags this enormous big black garbage bag over to the recycle bin, which the bag weighs 3 times as much as she does. But I watched her drag that big black garbage bag over to the recycle bin so that it could act as a ladder so she could step up onto the garbage bag, reach into the recycle bin, and get the potato chip bag. Now, she doesn't know mommy's watching her. I'm out mowing the lawn. I can see everything. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this dog is brilliant. This dog is brilliant. She just built herself a ladder to get in the recycle bin. So she starts sticking her head in the potato chip bag as she's eating the potato chips. Well, guess what? Or she's eating the crumbs, rather. It was an empty bag. Guess what? She gets her head stuck in the potato chip bag, and she can't get it out. So I had to turn off the mower and go up and get her head out of the potato chip bag. Now, it's a really cute story, and it's really funny how she did that. But my point is the dog could have died. If they get into the garbage, they get their head stuck in a potato chip bag, they can't get their head out, they suffocate and die. I am not kidding. These things have happened, and that could have happened to my dachshund that day. I saw it. What would have happened if she would have been home alone, got in the garbage, got herself stuck in a potato chip bag, and couldn't get her head out of the potato chip bag? She would have run out of air. She would have suffocated. Okay, so I just wanted to really reiterate the importance of how dangerous it is for a dog to get into the garbage. And they're eating things they shouldn't be eating. They're swallowing things they shouldn't be swallowing. It's just not good. All right, so let's go through tips on how to train your dog to stay out of the garbage. Okay, first of all, keep the trash can out of reach of the dog. Put it up on the counter, put it out in the garage, or even under the kitchen sink with a child-proof lock. Now, I say with a child-proof lock because, as you can see, this garbage was under the kitchen sink, but Taz managed to get the cupboard open and get into the garbage anyway. So, and, you know, you don't have to have this all the time. You know, just when you're not home. You know, just when you're not home, you could put the garbage up on the counter, or if it's under the kitchen sink, just snap the lock on the cupboard before you go, put it out into the garage. And not only, you know, are you keeping your dog safe, but you're saving yourself the grief of coming home and having to clean up all the garbage. Okay. So that's one tip. Another tip is to add weight. If you have a small dog, the solution might be as simple as adding weight to the bottom of the trash can. You could add a sand, kitty litter, or even a brick. If you have a little dog and you have like a garbage can like this size, if there's a brick in the bottom of that, the little dog's not going to be strong enough to tip the garbage can over. Do you see? If you have a bigger dog, then obviously they're going to be strong enough to tip that over. But if you have a little dog, just putting a brick in the bottom of the garbage can, you know, before you put the bag in, that might be enough so that the dog can't manage to tip it over. Also, you can purchase a garbage can with a lock on it. They do have them where this right here is a lock that the dog would not be able to get open. And in this article, you're going to see that I've given you a link to go ahead and go and purchase one of those. And most of my links are Amazon, by the way. So it's pretty cheap. Amazon is about as cheap as you can get for pretty much anything you're buying. The other thing you could try is to put up a baby gate to close off the room where the garbage is. If your garbage is in the kitchen, every time you go, if you want to get one of these baby gates and just put it up so the dog can't get in the kitchen when you're gone. And again, I've given you a link to go ahead and purchase a baby gate. Another idea is to give your dog something else to do. When you're away, try hiding treats around the house for the dog to find. You can also purchase a Kong toy, which is one of these. This is a plastic toy. You stuff a little peanut butter or a milk bone or something inside there, and it takes them all darn day. They chase that thing all day to get the treat out. Now, this is just an idea to try to give your dog something else to do. But if your dog is getting into the garbage, like I said, it's pretty serious. Buy the baby gate, put the garbage up, do whatever you got to do so that your dog will not get into the garbage. Also, don't set your dog up to fail. Honestly, if you have chicken bones, scraps of meat, or any kind of sniffable food in the garbage can, the dog's going to be tempted to try to get in. Don't get mad at the dog if you are not smart enough to realize that you need to get the garbage out of his reach. He's a dog, okay? If he smells chicken, he's going to want it. If he smells the last of your ham and cheese sub or peanut butter or anything, he's a dog. Don't get mad at him and don't expect, oh, my dog is so well disciplined. No, not really. Honestly, knock it off. The dog's safety is at risk. Okay? Please just do what you need to do. Follow these steps to keep the dog out of the garbage because, really think about it. How would you feel if your dog got into the garbage while you were gone and all you had to do was put the can up on the counter before you left and you didn't? And the dog got into the garbage and swallowed chicken and now has to have stomach surgery or, has an infection and passes away. I mean, I don't mean to be dramatic, but this is real. It's real. These things do actually happen. So I hope that these tips have helped you to figure out ways to help your dog get out of the garbage. One more thing that I want to recommend to you is a dog training site called the Online Dog Trainer. I recommend this site. If you go on to my website under dog training, you're going to see a lot of articles where I'm promoting Doggy Dan. Doggy Dan, he refers to himself as Doggy Dan. He is a professional dog trainer and a behavioral specialist, and he has built a website called the Online Dog Trainer, where he has more than 250 videos of him working directly with dogs to teach them and correct every dog behavior that you can think of. Excessive dog barking, dog aggression, teaching the dog how to walk on the leash. And he does have training in there for how to not specifically so much keep your dog out of the garbage, but keep your dog out of certain spots. Like, for example, keep your dog out of the kitchen. Now, that might be to keep him out of the garbage. It might be to keep him out of the kitchen while you're eating. It might be to keep him out of the kitchen while you're cooking. But he does have actual videos where you can see him, Doggy Dan, the professional dog trainer, actually teaching the dog. And so that you can teach your dog how to stay out of the kitchen and so forth. And, if you're a dog owner, this is a really great resource to have, Doggy Dan's dog training website, because you can go on there and you can watch videos for any problem that you might be having. He does give a $1 3-day trial where you can go in and for $1 you can have full access to the website for 3 whole days where you can watch as many videos as you want on as many dog training topics as you like. If you decide you want to stay on there longer, the membership is $37 a month, and you can cancel it at any time. So if you went in and you liked it and you saw that there were several videos that you wanted to watch and you weren't able to do it within the 3 days, you can get a 1-month membership for $37 and you can watch as many of the videos as you want. And then you can be a member for as long as you like. You can cancel at the end of the month, or you can stay on for 6 months. If you have a lot of dog issues, you might need a little bit longer membership than that. So on this article that we're in, when you click in here, you're going to be able to go in here. You're going to be able to see this video of Doggy Dan and find out a little bit more about it. Now, let me tell you a couple of things before we before we end this video, first of all, like I said, in the description box for this video, I'm going to give you a link to this article that we're using on my website. I'm also going to give you that link for the article about which foods are poisonous for dogs and cats, so that, to make sure that you can read that. I'm also going to give you a link to sign up for the 3-day $1 trial for Doggy Dan if you want to go in and check that out. Also, I'm going to give you a link to go ahead and subscribe to my dog lovers email list. I also have an email list for cat lovers, and if you go to my website and you click under cat training here in the menu, you're going to see a pop-up where you can, here's cat training. If you go to the website, you click there, you'll see a pop-up to sign up for the cat lovers email list as well. But what it is it's an email list where every 5 to 7 days you get an email from me, and it contains an article about dogs, about the care of dogs, the training of dogs, health issues, and you'll also get an email whenever I do a new video like this one. So go ahead and use the link to subscribe. I'd be happy to have you on board. And you can unsubscribe to that email list anytime you like. One more thing before we go, I do donate to animal charities. I do make money on this website. When I refer people to Doggy Dan, when I give you a link to Amazon to buy a trash can with a lock on it, all these sorts of things, when I write articles for people for their cats or their dogs for my website, I am including products and services that I'm recommending for whatever the issue is. And I do use affiliate links for that. So I do get a commission. For example, if you go in and you get a membership to Doggy Dan's website, or if you go into Amazon and you purchase a garbage can with a lid or a baby gate using my links that I'm giving you in these articles, I do get a commission on that. It's how I make a living. It's how I'm able to do this website, and it's how I'm able to work on this full time. Now, I do donate 10% of all of the commissions that I earn on this website to animal charities. And so if you go into my website, if you go onto the homepage, peoplelovinganimals.com, or if you're in this article that I'm going to give you the link to and you click here, you're going to see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. So I'm going to encourage you, please, if you have to share my website and my videos with other dog lovers and cat lovers. For one thing, it's very valuable information. My articles are all researched. They give good, valuable information. They do recommend products and services that will help people with their issues. And I do give 10% of all of the commissions I earn to animal charities. So let's help each other to be better pet owners, and also to get money to donate to animal charities. I have a link here on my website for the ASPCA. Every 10 seconds an animal is abused. Don't let criminals harm more innocent victims. You need to donate. We need to donate. We need to help. There are so many animals in desperate need of help, and not just saving from abuse, but animals who need homes, animals that need medical care, animals that need food. So please, I'm asking you to please sign up for my email list, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please share it with your friends. And like I say, you're going to see a lot of articles here on my website about dog training. And I do hope that this video has helped you. And I really appreciate you stopping by. Again, my name is Deborah. My website is peoplelovinganimals.com. And thanks so much for visiting. Bye-bye.